All right, good morning, everyone. This is lesson 8. We're continuing with our inequalities. So we've got two problems. What we're going to do is solve it, graph it, and see which numbers fit the value. So just like equations we talked about, we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. And before we continue, it's always our goal to get x by itself. So that's what we're trying to do. This goes away. Rewrite. Don't let that inequality sign affect what you're doing. This is a 3. 8 minus 5 is 3. Now this looks a little odd because 2 does not go into 3, but we still divide by 2, and then we're going to end up with x is less than 3 over 2, and you can also turn 3 over 2 into a decimal. So I'm going to do x is less than 1 point, x is less than 1.5. So you can do either one of these two options. I like the 1.5 when we're graphing because it's easier to graph. So let's go over here and graph it. I'm just going to make this a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, and this is -1, -2. Now my starting point is my 1.5. You notice there is no equal sign. We talked about this yesterday. So it's going to be an open circle at 1.5, which is right in the middle here. So which way are we going to shade it? X is less than 1.5. So anything less than 1.5 is going to be this way. All right. Excuse me. Let's see what fits this category. Anything less than 1.5? Well, 1's less than 1.5. 0's less than 1.5. -5 is less than 1.5. And we're talking about positive 1.5. 3's higher. 2's higher. That's equal to. We're not talking about equal to. We're talking about less than. And then this. So all four of these numbers fit into this category. Okay, so solved it just like a regular equation. This says x is less than or equal to 1.5. It's an open circle. So I put it right here in the middle of 1 and 2, and then I shaded it to the left because it's less than. Okay, let's go to this one. This one's a little bit different because you have, notice you have a -4 there when you're going to divide, but we still start the same way. Trying to get x by itself. This one has a lot of tricky parts to it, so I'm going to go a little bit slow. There's my inequality sign, less than or equal to, and then I'm going to add this right here, and I got 4.4. Now notice, usually you're used to seeing that as a whole number, and 4 does not go in there as evenly as you think. So when we've got to divide by -4. Here's the key right here. This is where it's different from equations. When we divide by -4 to get x by itself, or anything negative dividing by it, we've got to flip the sign in our final answer. So let's see what that looks like. When I say flip the sign, it has to be turned around. And then I have to solve that part. And it's 1.1, but it's 1.1 negative. There's a lot of information going on here. Let's start again. I divided by -4 because I want to get x by itself. When I divide by -4, the sign flips. And you also have to remember positive by negative gives me a -1.1. How did I get 1.1? Divide 4 into 4.4. So there's a lot going on right there. So let's read this verbally. X is greater than or equal to -1.1. So let's come over here and graph it. No, -1.1 is right close to -1. So, and it is a closed circle, and we'll put it about right there. And it says x greater than -1.1, so it's going to be shaded this way. Again, x is greater than or equal to -1.1, so we're going to shade it this way. Let's see which numbers fit that. That is greater than -1.1. 0 is greater than -1.1. -3 is way down here, so that's not greater. This one, almost but no. Positive 4, close but no, and then that negative 1 is very close, but it does fit that category. So all 4 of those numbers will make this statement true. Those are your first 2 examples.